Hello students, welcome back to Effortless Chemistry, and today our topic is P block elements, which is one of the important topics for the NEET and JEE aspirants. It is very important for the board point of view also. So today's topic is what? P block elements. Already you know what are the P block elements. In the class 11 we have studied classification of element. In that one, the elements present in the periodic table, they are divided into 4 blocks, that is S, P, D and F block elements. That is based on what here? Based on the type of the orbital that is being filled by the valence electron. So what is the P block element here? The element in which the valence electron enters into the p orbital of the valence shell. Such elements are called as what? P block elements. Simply in this one, the last electron enters into what? P orbital of the valence shell. Already we know that in the periodic table, the vertical columns are called as what? Groups. Here there are 18 groups are there, and horizontal rows are called as what? Periods. There are 7 periods are there. What is the position of the P block elements in the periodic table? This is the outline of the periodic table, what you have studied in the class 11. So we know that there are 18 groups are there. Group 1 and 2 elements, these are called as what? S block elements, and group 3 to 12, these elements are called as D block elements, and the group 13 to 18 elements, these are called as what? P block elements here. So the P block is made up of what? Group 13 to 18 elements, they belong to P block here. Now what is the position of the P block element in the periodic table? They are placed at the extreme right of the periodic table, that is they are at the RHS, right hand side of the periodic table. Now we will write the definition of P block element. So P block element, the element in which last electron enters into p orbital of valence shell of atom. Such elements are called as what? P block elements here. Now what is the general electronic configuration for P block elements? Already this is also studied in class 11. You know this one already. General electronic configuration is NS2 NP 1 to 6 here. S orbitals are completely filled and P orbitals are variably filled from 1 to 6 electrons. Now we will write the general electronic configuration for each group of the P block element here. Now I will write group 13, group 14, group 15, 16, 17, this is group 18. Already we know that these P block elements are included in the main group elements. We know that S and P block elements are called as what? Main group elements, excluding the D block elements. So these main group elements are given another notation. Group 13 elements are also called as what? Group 3A, 14 is 4A, similarly 15 is 5A, 16 is 6A, 17 is what? 7A, and 18 is 8A. Okay. Now the number of valence electron present in the element of each group will be equal to what? Its group number. Group 3A elements contain what? 3 valence electron. Group 4A electron contains 4 valence electron. So group 5A element contains what? 5 valence electron. The number of valence electron of the element will be equal to what? Its group number. So this one for group 13 elements, I will write general electronic configuration, that will come as NES2 NP1. The general electronic configuration is what? NES2 NP1 for group 13. This is for each individual group I am writing. For group 14 is NES2 NP2. 15 is what? NES2 NP3. 16 is NES2 NP4. 17 is NES2 NP5. 18 is what? NES2 NP6. Okay, this is what the general electronic configuration for each group of the P block element. Now Now we will write the elements present in the each group and how to write the atomic number of each element of the group here. Now we will write elements present in the each group and their atomic number. This is group 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, group 18 it is. I will write group 18 like this, slightly above, okay, so that we can write elements perfectly. Group 13 is what? Boron family. The elements present in group 13 is boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Group 14, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead here. Group 15 is nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and the last one is bismuth. Group 16, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. Next 17 is what? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Then the last element is astatine. Group 18 is noble gases. These are what? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and the last one is what? Radon. The star mark is what? They are radioactive elements here. Next, how to write the atomic number of each element. Okay, there is a simple logic is there to write the atomic number of each elements. Just you have to remember these magic numbers 2, 8, 8, 18, 18 and 32 and 32. These numbers 2, 8, 8, 18, 18 and 32, these are called as what? Magic numbers. With the help of these number you can write the atomic number of each element. Already we know that atomic number of helium is what? 2 here. Next, atomic number of neon, you add 8 here. 2 plus 8 is how much? 10. The atomic number of neon is 10. Next you add again 8 here. The atomic number of argon is how much? 18. Again you add 18 here. 18 to how much? 36. Okay, this is the atomic number of krypton. Next to this 36 again you have to add what? 18 here. 36 plus 18 is how much? This is 54. Atomic number of xenon is what? 54. For this 54 again you have to add what? 80, that is 32. This is 86 it becomes as. This is how you can write the atomic number of each element by using what? These magic numbers. Similarly, I will write the atomic number of boron. We know that one. So next, atomic number of aluminum, what you have to add here? 8. Add 8 to this one. How much you will get here? This is you will get 13. Again, for the next element, what you have to add here? Again you have to add 18. If you add 18, how much you will get here? This will come as 31. Next you have to add what? Again you have to add 18. Next this become as what here? 18 plus 31. This is 9. 49 you will get. 49. Again what you have to add here for this one? You have to add 32. So if you add 32 and 49, what you will get here? 32 and 49 is 81. I think you will get. This is this is 81. You will get 81. This is how you can write the atomic number of each element. This is 5, 6, 13, 14, 31, 32, 49, 50, 81. This is 82. Next this is 7. This is 15. This become as 33 and this become as 51 and this become as 83 it is. Now this is 8. This become as 16. This is the 34 and this is 52. This is what? 84. Now this one is what? 9. This become as 17. This become as 35. This become as 53 it is. Next is what? 85. This is how you can write atomic number of each element of these p block elements here. Okay, the simple logic is what? You have to remember these magic numbers. With the help of that you can write the atomic number of each elements. No need to by heart atomic number of any elements here. And next thing we will go for, this is the p block. It is one of the important block which is having a mixed element. This contains metals, non-metals as well as metalloids. Metalloids are nothing but what? Semi-metals which are having metal as well as non-metal character. Now we will see which elements are metal and which are non-metals and metalloids are present here. Okay, first one I will write boron family, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Next one carbon family, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead here. Next one is nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and then bismuth. Next one oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium here. Okay, next one fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Next element is what here? Helium, neon, noble gases, argon, krypton, xenon and the radon here. Now this p block elements, this p block contains metals, metalloids as well as non-metals. Now we will see here, this is what boron family and carbon family. Already these two we have studied in the class 11. Now it is a continued part that we are going to study what? Group 15, 16, 17 and group 18 elements in detail in the class 12 now. This is what? Group 13 is there and this is group 14. In total we will write which all the elements are metalloids. The elements which are marked by the square box, all these are what? Metalloids. In the group 13 boron is the acting as metalloid. Group 14 silicon and germanium are metalloid. Group 15 arsenic and antimony are metalloid. Group 16 tellurium and polonium acting as metalloid and group 17 astatine is the metalloid. Now see here, all these elements which are marked by the square box, all these are what? Metalloids which are having metal as well as non-metal character. Okay, then see here, this is like one diagonal it is. The elements which are coming above this line, all these elements are non-metals and the elements which are coming below this line, all these are what? Metals here. Now I will call it as metals. Usually these are poor metals, these are less reactive metals. Of course these are metals, but these are what? Less reactive. Highly reactive metals are present in what? Group 1 and group 2 of the S block here. That's why these are poor metals here. Next, all the elements which are present above this line, all these elements I will call it as what? Non-metals which are present above this diagonal. Now we will see the physical states of some non-metals. I will mark like with a, I will mark with a circle: carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, selenium and iodine. All these non-metals, they are available in the solid form. The physical state of these elements is what? They are available in the solid form. Next, you can see here, just I will mark a L shape like this: nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and chlorine. These elements, these non-metals, these are present in the gaseous form. These all are what? Gases. If you see this nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine, what you can remember here? These elements are involved in hydrogen bonding, so that the elements which are involved in hydrogen bonding are what? Highest electronegative: fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen. Even sometimes chlorine is also involved in the hydrogen bonding. Some exceptional cases are there. So these elements are what? In the gaseous form. Next, if you go for bromine, this bromine is liquid at the room temperature. Among the non-metals, liquid is available in the among the non-metals, bromine is available in what? Liquid form at the room temperature. Next, if you go for all these noble gases, as the name indicates, all these are what? Gases. Okay, this is what the metals, metalloids and non-metals present in the periodic table. Now for class 11 we are going to study the group 15, 16, 17 and 18 elements in detail now, because already group 13 and 14 we have studied in the class 11. Okay, now we will move forward directly. Group 15 elements, what are their physical and chemical properties, we will study in detail now. Now we will start group 15 elements. Group 15 elements we will study in detail. Group 15, since the group 15 starts from nitrogen, these group 15 elements are also called as what? nitrogen family. And these group 15 elements, they are having a special name called as pnictogens. This word pnictogen, it is derived from the Greek word where the pnictogen means suffocation. Since all the elements present in the group 15, they create some suffocation, because of that these are called as what? Pnictogens here. What are the members of group 15 here? Now we will write members of group 15. These are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth here. Now I will write occurrence, their availability in the nature. Occurrence, first one we will write nitrogen. Atmosphere contains 78% of the nitrogen by volume. Nitrogen is present in the atmosphere to the extent of 78%. Atmosphere contains 78% of nitrogen by volume, and this nitrogen is also available in the form of sodium nitrate, NaNO3. This sodium nitrate is called as child saltpeter. Sodium nitrate is called as child saltpeter, and it is also available in the form of potassium nitrate, which is called as Indian saltpeter. Which is called as what? Indian saltpeter. Next, if you go for phosphorus, it is available in the minerals of apatite family. The general formula for the mineral of apatite family, mineral of apatite family is Ca9PO4 6 times CaX2. So that in this mineral the phosphorus is available in the form of what? Phosphate ion. It is available in the form of what? Phosphate ion. Here X may be, this X may be fluorine, chlorine, or it may be OH. In this one CaX2. Next one, this is arsenic, antimony and bismuth. All these three elements, they are available in the, they are available in sulfide ore. Actually these are present as impurities in the sulfide ore, that you will study in the isolation topic. Okay, arsenic, antimony and bismuth are present in the sulfide ore as the impurity. This is what the occurrence of the group 15 members. Now the general electronic configuration for group 15 elements, that is we will discuss electronic configuration of group 15 elements. First we will write what is the general electronic configuration, that is NES2 NP3. These group 15 elements, they are having 5 electrons in their valence shell, that is completely filled s orbital where 2 electrons are present in the s orbital, and exactly half filled p subshell. This is like this. Each orbital is having what? Singly occupied electron. This, because of this exactly half filled p orbital, these group 15 elements, they have got some extra stability. Already we know that the elements which are having half filled and completely filled orbital, they will be having some extra stability, like P3, P6 you can write, D5 is half filled, D10 completely filled, again F7 is half filled, and F14 is what? Completely filled. Any elements which are having this type of configuration, they have got extra stability due to symmetrical distribution of electrons. We know this one. Because of that, what happens? Group 15 elements are also having what? Extra stability because of their this NP3 configuration. Due to exactly half filled p subshell they have extra stability. Now I will write electronic configuration of each element: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, then bismuth here. Okay, what is the electronic configuration of nitrogen? From atomic number you can write atomic number is 7. Next, what happens here? This is helium, 2s2, 2p3, 2 electron, 4 and 7. Similarly, for phosphorus, we will write inert gas configuration, that is neon. This become as 3s2 and 3p3. Next, for arsenic, we will write argon. This is 4s2, 4p3. Before the 4s orbital, 3d orbitals are filled. We know this one already. Next, for antimony, this become as what? Krypton, and here you can use 4d10, and this become as 5s2, and this is what? 5p3 it is. Next, in case of bismuth, the configuration is what? Xenon, 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, then 6p3 it is. Always you keep in mind, before 4s orbital 3d are filled, before 5s 4d are filled here, before 5d orbital 4f orbitals are filled here. So one thing you have to remember here, in case of nitrogen and phosphorus, only s and p electrons are present in the inner shell. Next, in case of arsenic and antimony, both the elements, they are having completely filled d orbital in their inner shell. If you go for bismuth, this bismuth is having completely filled d orbital as well as completely filled f orbital in its inner shell. The presence of this completely filled d orbital and f orbital in the arsenic, antimony and bismuth, they have significant effect on their physical and chemical properties that we will discuss later. One thing you always keep in mind, these arsenic, antimony and bismuth, they are having what? Completely filled d and f orbital. But in case of nitrogen and phosphorus, only s and p electrons are present in the inner shell here. And now, see here I will mark like this. All these elements, they are having 5 valence electron in their outermost orbit. 2s, 2p3, 3s, 3p3. Next, 4s, 4p3, 5s, 5p3, 6s, 6p3. This is what the electronic configuration of the elements of group 15. Now, the next thing is, now the variation of the atomic size. From nitrogen to bismuth, down the group, atomic size increases with increase in the number of shells here. Down the group, what happens? Principal quantum number value increases. That's why what happens? The size from the nitrogen to bismuth increases down the group here. But one thing you have to remember here, from arsenic to bismuth, there is a small change or there is a small increase in the atomic size due to what? Poor shielding effect of completely filled d and f orbital. That is, this arsenic and antimony as well as this bismuth, all these three elements, they contain completely filled d and f orbitals in their inner shell. Due to poor shielding effect of these completely filled d and f orbital, what happens? Slightly effective nuclear charge increases. That's why from arsenic to bismuth, what happens? There is a small increase in the atomic size as compared to nitrogen to phosphorus. Overall, from nitrogen to bismuth, there is a increase in the atomic size, but from arsenic to bismuth, what happens? There is a small increase in the atomic size here.